end of Vayairah, which I was looking for the Akedah, because it's the Akedah, he brings a fascinating question here, which has nothing to do with what I've discussed with you before, but it is the end of the Parsha. At the end of the Parsha, he brings down a very interesting shaila. Did Yitzchak Avinu bench Goimel after the Akedah? You ever thought of that? I didn't. So the Chidah, in a sefer called Machzik Bracha, brings down a dream that a Gaon, whose name is a Chazon Nachum, saw in his dream the father of the Chidah. And his name was Rav Yitzchak Zrachia Azulai, who was standing there in his dream, the father of the Chidah, and he asked him, did Yitzchak Avinu bench Goimel after the Akedah? And the Chidah writes that his father did not give him an answer. However, when he woke up and he himself and came to his own thoughts, came to the conclusion that it was not necessary for Yitzchak to bench Goimel, even though he was face to face with death. So therefore, it would be appropriate to bench Goimel. But he says, listen to this. This situation, this Akedah, the Akedah was done as a direct mitzvah of Kadosh Baruch Hu. This is to be Makayim Dor HaMelech V'Doso. You don't have to bench Goimel for that. You're doing a mitzvah, you don't bench Goimel for that. Now, here, listen to this. According to the Parshas Torah, who benches Goimel from an illness? Okay? And this is something we don't paskin like, but he says this. If someone was already a goises, he was deathly ill, was almost a step away, and he became well, that is a situation requiring benching Goimel. However, let's say the man died and came back to life. That is a fascinating circumstance, of which there's been a tremendous amount of literature in the last 20, 30 years about near-death experiences where people actually died and came back and told us what their experiences were in the other world. So we happen to know, from Sfarim is brought down in Sfarim besides this one, that such a phenomenon exists, that people die and come back to life. That person does not bench Goimel, rather makes the bracha of Machayei HaMesim. And he brings down, in the Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer, and Yalkut Shimoni, that after Yitzchak Avinu went through the experience of the Akedah, he was benching Machayei HaMesim. That's a well-known medrash, that he did say a bracha Machayei HaMesim. Okay? Now, this is the Lashon of the Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer. When the Cherev came close and almost was actually touching his neck, his neshama left him, Yitzchak, okay? And when he heard the voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu from the Malach, Al Tishlach Yodcha El Hanar, his neshama came back to his body. And then Yitzchak got up and he said, I know now that there's such a concept as Tchias HaMesim, and made the bracha of Mechayei HaMesim. So who was, as far as we know, the first one to have a situation of Misa and then Tchias HaMesim is Yitzchak Avinu. I thought that was rather impressive piece of information to know, and we do know certain parts of it, but I didn't know that whole thing. I thought it would be nice to share that with you. Good Shabbos.